Up, welcome in. It's that time again. Time for your weekly dose of awesome that we call Game On. I am here with the Top Hands 10U team. These girls skipped practice to drive 2.5 hours to come see the game today.
The defense rested its case today in the perjury and obstruction trial of Attorney General Kathleen Kane, without Kane taking the witness stand.
They had a couple power play goals. What do you need to do to really combat this Liberty offense?
60% of the soybeans grown in the United States are exported to China, generating over $12 billion in revenue.
Welcome back to the Liberty Flames doubleheader against Longwood University. I am here with the Top Hands 10U team. These girls skipped practice to drive 2.5 hours to come see the game today. So ladies, tell me, what has been your favorite part of the game so far?
All of Liberty's hits.
Okay.
Liberty's comeback in the first game.
Nice. And how many of you girls think that you would want to play for the Flames someday? Yeah? Guys, I know Liberty's got a young team right now, but I think we could be looking at players down the road. Back up to you.
Absolutely.
At the end of the day today, only one of these teams can be crowned champion. However, the relationships that these kids have formed over the course of the season has made them all winners. Reporting from Lincoln High School in Northeast Philadelphia, I'm Elizabeth Lapp, Fox 29. Autumn made her return from the DL last night, going 2 for 3. And when I got to talk to her today, she said that that was actually her first home conference game of the season. She suffered a concussion early on during warm-ups, so it felt good for her to be able to get those runs and to get those hits. She just wishes they could have come under better circumstances. Guys, back up to you.
Elizabeth, that's a great...
Thanks, John. As you can see, I am on the Liberty Flames football field, and there's a lot of construction going on behind me. But in just a few short months, this field will be transformed in preparation for graduation. The stage will be set up behind me in the end zone, and Liberty has just announced today who will be speaking from that stage.
We are exactly 2 weeks away from the Big South Conference tournament, and it's going to be hosted at Longwood University. So I called up with their coach, Kathy Riley, in between games to talk about some of the preparations they're making. They received a donation to replace all the padding around their stadium. And I asked her if she thought her team had a chance at defending their title for the 3rd straight year. And she said, while their pitching's been really good this season, they're just not the best team in the conference. Instead, she pointed out Liberty as the best all-around team, and she thinks it's going to come down to Liberty and Campbell to take the tournament this year. Guys.
Wow, Elizabeth, there's the bullseye on the back of Liberty right there. Great report from Elizabeth Lapp, who's done a great job during the series.
Tonight, police have identified 2 men wanted in a recent rash of disturbing burglaries in Philadelphia. Police say 33-year-old Anthony Campbell and 29-year-old Norman Bowen are 2 of the men wanted in at least 8 of the 12 incidents. Authorities say these men have been targeting Asian-run businesses that are attached to their homes. Once inside, they've tied up the victims and robbed them at gunpoint. Police are asking for the public's help.
Women's basketball team earned its 17th NCAA tournament bid in a 22-year span. The result was a trip to Knoxville, Tennessee, to face one of the most storied programs in the game. Liberty facing the Lady Vols with some long odds.
A poll conducted by NBC and the Wall Street Journal shows the former Secretary of State with leads in Florida, Virginia, and North Carolina. And more have split in the GOP as frustrated Republicans have drafted a letter to the head of the RNC urging the chairman to stop supporting Trump's bid for the White House. But Chairman Reince Priebus introduced Trump at a rally today in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, showing a united front. The question still remains, will Trump release his tax returns? He did speak about taxes today, just not his own.
It's been about a month or 2 since we brought you any Liberty Athletic facility news, and we think that that's been about a bit too long. So here you go. The school announced this past weekend a new home for a trio of teams. Liberty will begin construction this fall on a new 4,000-seat arena that will be the home to the men's and women's basketball teams, as well as volleyball. The building will have about 4,500 fewer seats than the Vine Center, where the teams currently play. And with the smaller seating capacity, Liberty AD Ian McCall says he believes it will provide an intimate environment and a tremendous home court advantage. We caught up with the Flames basketball coach Richie McKay for his thoughts on the new facility.
Meanwhile, Joey Merlino is out of jail tonight after he posted his $5 million bail in Florida. The alleged mob boss is waiting his trial on racketeering charges. A judge requires the 54-year-old to live at his Florida home and wear an ankle bracelet. He is allowed to travel to eastern Pennsylvania, New York City, and New Jersey. Merlino faces up to 20 years in prison on charges he was part of a healthcare fraud scheme. That's all for today. I'm Elizabeth Lapp. Enjoy the rest of your day.
When you walk around a college campus, you see a lot of this. Students with their heads down, looking at their phones and computers. Well, on Friday, the Liberty University Center for Digital Wellness is looking to change that by participating in the National Day of Unplugging.
We all have a relationship with our screens that's either healthy or unhealthy. So that's really my goal, is that, we would all look at, could I fast from my technology for 24 hours? Because a lot of people say they can't.
The National Day of Unplugging will start at sunset on Friday and last until sunset on Saturday. The goal is for students to take the time they would have spent using their phones to instead focus on other areas of their life.
Addictions are addictions, so whether that's to our devices, whether that's to drugs, whether it's to other types of addictive substances, it's really taking us away from what we need to be doing.
Dr. Freed recommends that students be reasonable with their expectations as to what technology they can fast from. That way, they can set an obtainable goal.
Maybe if you can't unplug from all your devices and your technology, what about just one application? Maybe it's Netflix, maybe it's Snapchat, maybe it's Pinterest or Facebook. Is there just one application that you can fast from for 24 hours?
For more tips and strategies on how to make the most of your tech-free day, you can contact the Liberty Center for Digital Wellness or go to nationaldayofunplugging.com. For LU News, I'm Elizabeth Lapp. Liberty University is one of the fastest growing universities in the world. To accommodate that growth, a multi-million-dollar construction plan is underway to address the growing needs of students.
In this case, we had no space for student organizations. We had insufficient food service operations. We knew we had to grow because of the population growth.
The DeMoss expansion has been designed in order to address these growing needs.
The first floor, which is what Lewis will be able to speak to a lot more, is a full-blown food court. It's nothing really there but a food court. Second floor has a lot of student activities.
New food options will include pizza, an Asian noodle bar and grill, Mediterranean food, and a healthy burger option.
And organic ingredients. So I think students will be really glad that we are really stepping out and being innovative.
Each of the new food options will be included in the new Freedom Plus dining plan.
So students can use, and faculty and staff can use Flames Cash, or they can use the new Plus Swipes. So with the Plus Swipes, you can swipe anywhere on campus, and included in that is our 5 new locations that'll be here.
The expansion will also include a student center with recreational options such as pool tables and space for board games, but one of the biggest additions will be a student bowling alley.
It's a full-blown AMF bowling alley, 8 lanes.
The Student Center will also include space to accommodate the growing number of student clubs on campus.
We've had very small student government organizations, and this is a full-blown office to support the 100 and plus student government organizations that we have.
Restricted by their current offices in Green Hall, SGA hopes that their new facilities will help them improve their overall operations.
I think having an office at a more central location on campus will help us to better serve students, because they know that if they have a question or concern, they could come right to our offices on campus.
While construction has caused problems for students traveling to and from classes, the hope is that the location of the new student center will improve student life by making it easier to access the different organizations on campus.
Is right dead in the heart of the campus, and we think that's where the students really are, and functionally it was strategically placed there just for that student convenience factor.
Construction is currently on schedule for the new addition to be ready for the fall 2016. In the meantime, students are eagerly waiting for the end of construction and for the new meal options. For TheChampion.com, I'm Elizabeth Lapp.